is basically a board game that is in a digital version, right? So you're just going, the idea, it's kind of like a D&D Gloomhaven type of game, where basically you're just moving through dungeons and fighting monsters, and trying to level up and get XP and get loot and things of that nature. It's a lot of fun. So let's go and look at the user interface. Here you go. You've got the enemies up here. You've got your guys down here. You've got the battle log right here. And then for each character, they've got their own cards, right? And of course, you've got the board right here with your characters and the map layout. Now the turn's really simple. It's you go, enemy goes, you go, enemy goes, you go, enemy goes. And there's different types of cards as well. So there's 5 different types of cards for the most part. There's more, but this is all you really need to know. The first is movement. So you're gonna have a movement card that's got a value, and that allows you to move a certain amount of places on the map. You've got an attack card. It's also got a value down here. It's going to tell you how much damage and what the range is. Okay, so someone like a warrior is going to have a really small range. It's going to be within 1. As you can see, it also counts in diagonals, which isn't true for every game, so it's important for this game for you to know that you can attack diagonally. Someone like the wizard is going to have a lot more range, right? But maybe not as much damage. So 2 damage, 10 range. Okay, line of sight, basically where you can attack people at range is if you can see them from one square and draw a line from the middle of their square to the middle of the square you're trying to attack. Okay. Then you've also got blocks. So those were kind of the offensive cards. Then you've got defensive cards. Blocks are basically you can block the entire attack as long as you meet the conditions. The conditions here a 2 damage attack or less, and then if it is a 2 damage attack or less, then you're going to have to roll a 3 or higher. So you'll roll a die, and 3 or higher, you'll block the entire attack. The cousin of the block is actually the armor card. That's not a good example. Here we go. So this is actually an armor 3 card if you meet the conditions. The conditions is you have to roll a die for a 4+. So every time you're attacked, you can actually defend the card, and this is persistent. So it doesn't just go away. With a block card, if someone attacks you and it blocks it, the card goes away. This one does not. It's going to stay there and continue to block attacks for you. The condition is you have to roll a 4+. Okay, some armor doesn't have a condition. You're just going to get armor 1, and you're going to block 1 from every attack every time. Okay. Then the last type is a buff card. So buffs are really simple. They help other characters perform their attacks better or move more or whatever. They also include heals, so some characters can do that as well. And of course, each of these guys has a little number here for their health. So you're attacking, and the whole idea is whoever the last man standing is wins. And so we talked about turns, you go, they go, you go, they go. Talk a little bit about rounds. So a round is when you're not completely out of cards, but you're almost out of cards. What you're going to do is the round's going to you're going to be able to end the round right here, and then you end the round, and then your cards get filled up again. Okay, when you use cards, sometimes they get torn up, and then sometimes they go back into your deck, shuffled, and then you draw them back out. So it kind of depends. So let's go ahead and play through this scenario super quick. Alright, and so let's say that we've actually won. So after we've won, we're going to click collect loot. And then as you can see, and I've leveled up quite a bit, here's your characters right here. Here's their XP to their current level, and their health, and then all of their equipment. And their equipment dictates what items, what cards you have. So I hover over this, so you can see it gives me these cards that are actually right here. And that's pretty much all the armor really does. All right, and then we're going to click open chest right here, and you get loot each time that you complete things. And so this is our loot that we got. So we click take all, and we pull it all into here, and then we can use it whenever we want. And so here's the campaign map. Every little thing that looks like this is actually a place where you're going to go to adventure and kill monsters and things like that. Every time you go to one of these places, you're just going to click begin adventure, and you're typically going to go through 3 scenarios to complete each of these little adventures. So 3 scenarios for this one, this one, this one. Some may have 4, some may have 2. It just kind of depends. Each number denotates the level that you're taking on. And there's obviously a lot of other things that go into it, but honestly, if you have this base level of knowledge, understanding, you'll be able to figure out the rest. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's how to play Card Hunter in under 5 minutes.